Ow.
Yeah, that guy to my right, he's actually sitting in front of a computer that they use to cast Dota 2. So here we go, guys. Upper right-hand corner is LiquidHerO. Victorious in game number 1, and at the 6 o'clock position, spawning as our red Protoss, he is Invictus Gaming's MacSed. Now, I'm going to have very limited, I guess you could say, motor function when it comes to, sorry about that, when it comes to, what's the word I'm looking for? Just hitting the production tab, hitting unit tabs, and everything else in between, because I have only 2 hands, and, well, keyboard in front of me. Well, my left hand is occupied with holding the microphone in front of my mouth, and my right hand is occupied with moving the mouse cursor and everything else in between, so I'll try and make the best of that. And that girl's hot right there, you know? Alright. So, in case you guys are wondering or maybe confused or anything else of that nature, I am actually at the live event here in China, in Hangzhou. Unfortunately, there's no crowd, no audience behind me, but the main game for this is obviously not StarCraft 2, but rather Dota. They have an immensely huge cash prize pool for Dota. Hot Bid from Team Liquid is here, and I think he's covering mostly Dota 2 stuff, maybe a little bit in the way of StarCraft stuff. Snoot is here as well. And this is, again, kind of in the spirit of the old WCG, if you will. Whiplash was actually casting from a computer at the event himself, but if I'm not mistaken, it might have been in the LAN area, or the BYOC area, if that makes sense. Assuming there was a BYOC. You know, I was never actually around for the early WCGs myself, but I definitely dig the direction that this is going right now. WECG has not been announced yet, and shame on me for even mentioning that right here. But HerO's going to be sending that probe out in the wrong direction. Already getting started on the cybernetics course. Same with MacSed. Both players going for astoundingly similar builds thus far. 2 probes on each gas. So I'm thinking that both players might have the same build in mind. Or similar builds. Let's put it that way. And I just want to say that if I ever cut my microphone out from here on out, it's because I'm actually making sounds that would not be audibly pleasant to listen to. Blowing my nose, sniffling, coughing, etc. You know, I don't know how else to put it. Right now I actually came to the live event sick, so it kind of sucks to be me. But let's not worry about that. We got the players in game now. And MacSed's looking like he's trying to give off the air of maybe a 2-gate, 3-gate forward pressure, and that's exactly what he did in game number 1. He actually made HerO think, oh, well, I'm going to come at you with a 3-gate forward pressure, and HerO was just trying to hold off and see if he could hold on until he got Twilight Council and Blink Stalkers in play, and it didn't quite work out. Okay. So, MacSed, he's going for 3-gate forward pressure this game around. It's not a face check. It's not something that's going to make HerO think, okay, well, it might be this, it might be that. It is, in fact, this time around. The question is, what does HerO do after scouting those 2 gateways? Probe might get us a little bit of information. And now it looks like MacSed's just going to straight up chase this across the map. HerO's like, whatever, it could be fake, it could be real. The thing that's really bothering HerO right now, from a player's perspective, is he doesn't know if it's real or not. There is a Stargate in the background, it just finished up, and the first unit being chronoed out of it is going to be an Oracle. And guess what? Behind this, behind this, we actually, you know, MacSed's being chased off successfully. He could actually lose this mothership core. That'd be quite pivotal and quite essential to what HerO needs to make this attack from his Oracle successful. There are 2 Stalkers staying at home. He hasn't quite scouted that Stargate, I believe. Yeah, he hasn't even been into his opponent's main, so he's just leaving those guys at home for what is possible. Oh no, he just pulled them out. He just pulled them out. He just pulled them out. Oh no, MacSed's in a lot of trouble. He's got warp gate tech, but those probes, a few of them are going to fall before the first warp even arrives. 1 sentry did come out there, and now everything's coming back home. There's only 1 stalker Now 2 more arrive to the party, and HerO is pulling a gym right now. This is looking astoundingly similar to game number 1 between Jim and Top. And for the time being, HerO's going to take advantage of the situation and move out, clear any pylons nearby. And honestly, I think that was, better. Couldn't have been better timing on that Oracle because, to be perfectly honest, MacSed warped into Sentry. He probably had the plan to lock his opponent out of his own main. Just an idea, not, absolute truth or anything else of that nature. Here we go, that Oracle coming again, yet again. The Stalkers are there to scare it off. And now, oh jeez, just looking for spots to poke at. And in that regards, LiquidHerO is just a little bit unsuccessful. I wouldn't say this game is completely different from game number 1. MacSed is playing mind games with HerO. Says, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw down 2 gateways. You can speculate at whether or not this is a legit 3-gate forward pressure. And no, this is not looking so good. Oh man, that was a Sentry you just popped. That just sucks if you are that just sucks if you're MacSed right now. Okay, so for the time being, everything's looking okay for both sides. But, I mean, MacSed, he's bit the dust just a little bit. Those supply blocks from those pylons that he lost earlier, not helping him out too much. Just a moment. Okay, there we go. Just checking to make sure XSplit's all right. No drop frames, nothing like that. Oh man, that Oracle is down at 2 HP. Extremely early gases on the natural. And for the time being, HerO's gotten away with 11 worker kills using that Oracle. Staying on top of the game all the way. Okay, so this observer here, it's been caught on too. And shut down. But HerO supply blocked himself. So not quite the best position to be in. Oh wait, but there's 2 Oracles. Oh my god. One of them has 9 kills, the other one has 11. Or excuse me, the other one has 2. Bringing it to a total of 11 rather. Forge now getting +1 for MacSed. We got more or less the same thing coming from LiquidHerO. On top of that, he's going for Immortals, but MacSed's going straight up for Colossus. He doesn't want to, he's got an Immortal already. He just wants to get that AoE out. He wants to get that Zealot grinder into the mix. So, Hallucinated Phoenix is kind of crossing paths just a little bit, but I mean, MacSed's going to come in here and see just about this much for the time being. What he needs to see, basically. Come on. Come on. But legit Oracle going in, picking off 3 workers. Altogether, 3 more, excuse me. Excuse me. So, portals and a warp prism. Interesting to see just what the plan is here from here. Perfectly honest with you guys, I don't know what he's got up his sleeves with that. I do know that with the warp prism, he could actually warp in units to the flank of a Colossus. Later on in the game, if they're charge lots, they'll actually be able to get, I wouldn't say a totally clean flank on those units, but definitely could do a lot of damage. Okay, well, oversaturated at the natural. HerO's got the intentions of taking a 3rd soon, I think. But that's the only thing that can explain it. He's already got a probe out there. Okay. So he's got nothing in the way of, I guess you could say, mind games happening. Oracle waiting out here for that main army to move out, and once it does, it's going to either throw down Revelation or maybe even go into the main and try and get some workers killed. Twilight Council going down just a little bit late for MacSed. And if I'm not mistaken, Bitter actually said that MacSed actually, that was a nice revelation, by the way, but catches a Colossus, only one of them. Think about I guess you'd say, the reason why Twilight Council, High Templar are not widely used by Jim and MacSed is because they said, well, there's a lot of lag on the North American server. So if they're going to be competing in, WCS America mainstream, then I feel like, the amount of lag there, it's just not going to help them. Nice little scout coming in from HerO, but it's been shut down by MacSed. And I apologize for sounding like a golf clap caster, but, unfortunately, I guess you could say the production is #made in China. Stark Shrine in the background. I like this move. He's going to be able to get some worker kills here and there, I imagine. The natural more so than the main, if anywhere. But I imagine there would be an observer with this main army. I don't... a main army without an observer? There we go. A main army without an observer is like blue jeans without a zipper, if that makes sense. So here we go. This looks like something that could actually... I don't know. It's hard to say. I think MacSed, he's got a higher Colossus count. The real trick is going to say it's going to be whittling down all of this tank. All, this Archon, the 3 Immortals, all the Zealots in between. He's got, a few gateway units himself, but they pale in comparison to everything that's coming from LiquidHerO at the moment. And this is going to be difficult for him to take. Not only that, the fact of the matter is that HerO has been on 3 base for a longer period of time. He's already cut probes. This is not looking good for MacSed. He's down 10 supply. That's a lot of upgrades on this frightening army. And the 3rd base is going to have to be canceled. It is. So what does MacSed do from here? That's the real question. He could try and, I guess you'd say, cut that army down piece by piece. But I don't think that's too terribly likely to happen. 2 hallucinated phoenixes coming in here. Just, I guess you could say, going to go into the main, see what MacSed's reaction is to that. But DTs are on the field at some places. Here? No? Okay. So HerO's going to go ahead and resume with making more probes. He's getting, when you're ahead, get further ahead. It's basically the entire philosophy there. Conversely, I think MacSed is actually hitting that Colossus count that is so critical. It doesn't matter how much tank there is between them and the units that they're attacking. Again, I mean, just little pieces here and there where we see, I mean, that's just part of the critical, I guess you say, route. And HerO's got his own Dark Shrine behind this as well. This cannon is done, so I think he's only going to use that DT again in a note of desperation if he really has to. He could probably use this DT to get into the natural, but no, even then, there's a cannon at that location. We can see him use it to pick off pylons at the natural, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, that cannot be reached. It would be gradual, but it would be definitely a very worthwhile and effective supply block method. Nice. He's got the right idea with this one. Alright, so what does MacSed do from here? He's bleeding right now. Look at this. HerO's got more than a healthy amount of Colossus. He's also got, more tank right now. And he's at 200. His +3 attack is just about to finish. It's only seconds away. And there we go. That Nexus being targeted down. MacSed is being torn piece by piece right now. He knows that he's going to have to do something. He's either going to have to recall it back there. Oh, wait a minute. He saved it. He saved it. Kind of had us all sitting on the edge of our seats there, MacSed. Can't say what on earth was happening there, but it's going to be 200 soon-ish, but there we go. MacSed just says, I'm going in for it. Screw everything else. There's a lot of Colossus here from both sides. We can see the charge lots charging forward, but in the end, it looks like there's just a little bit too much tank here for LiquidHerO. MacSed plummeting to 109 supply. His Colossus are now being nibbled away by these armored piranhas on the ground. The DT is trying to come in for the save, but I think there's an observer with this army. No, there isn't. There isn't. So we might see MacSed able to get a couple of pickoffs while on the retreat. But at this stage, the question is, how do you come back if you are MacSed? This is not looking too good for him. He's trying to take advantage of the situation right now, but those DTs just got totally annihilated. 6 Colossus. He knows the game's over now. HerO takes the set 2-0. Alright, guys.